As you know, ladies give back, and this year we have partnered with Children's Hospital Los Angeles, Make March Matter. It's a special month-long fundraising campaign that takes place right in our neighborhood to support Children's Hospital Los Angeles, which is a nonprofit pediatric hospital that's ranked among the top 5 in the nation. More children receive care from Children's Hospital LA than anywhere else in our region, and we need to help them make sure they can provide all their patients with the same world-class medical care. That is why for the entire month of March, the Lady Gang is raising awareness by donating 20% of our proceeds from our store to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. So visit shop.theladygang.com to give back. And we have some super cute items that are up to 60% off right now in our warehouse sale. And so make March matter with us. Thank you. Lady Gang is brought to you by Progressive. Progressive helps you get a great rate on your car insurance, even if it's not with them. They have this nifty comparison tool that puts rates side by side so you choose a rate and coverages that work for you. So let's say you're interested in lowering your rate on car insurance. Well, you visit Progressive.com, you get a quote with all the coverages you want, and you're going to see Progressive's rate, and then their tool is going to provide options from all the other companies, all lined up, easy to compare, so that all you have to do is choose the rate and coverages you like. Progressive gives you options so that you can make the best choice for you. You could be looking forward to saving a lot of money in the very near future, everyone. More money for, say, a pair of noise-canceling headphones, an Instapot, more puzzles, something from the Lady Gang store, whatever brings you joy. Get a quote today at Progressive.com. It's one small step you can do today that can make a big impact on your budget tomorrow. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
It's time for a Quickie.
Podcast One presents The Lady Gang, the Hollywood girl posse, with Lady Gang Quickie. Here's Kelty Knight, Becca Tobin, and Jack Vanek.
Let's make this quick.
Hello, and welcome to the Lady Gang Quickie. Many moons ago, one of the most iconic episodes ever of the Lady Gang podcast happened in studio with Becca, Jack, and myself and our good friend Michael Yo. I've never gotten more feedback on an episode.
Oh my God.
Was such a fucking insane ride.
It was.
And with Becca being on maternity leave right now with her new baby Ford, Michael is back better than ever, and he has a brand new comedy special called I Never Thought. It's on YouTube on March 17th, and holy shit, it's so funny. Welcome back to Lady Gang, my friend.
What's up, Kelty and Jack? Oh, first of all, that first episode was epic because I think a lot of people learned about you, Kelty. They learned a lot about you. I mean, they already knew, but I confirmed what they all thought. You know, they were like, we know she's like this, but this dude, no, she's like this. So it was good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was like one of the best stories. If anybody didn't listen to that first episode, they need to go back and listen to it right now. I don't think I laughed harder in my entire life than when we had you on. Like,
oh, my goodness. Like, Kelty was hungry, man. She, you could put a red carpet in front of McDonald's. She would show up back then. You know what I mean? It was...
Not much has changed. She's just like a little better at hiding it.
Honestly, I'm just in a better outfit.
Yes.
But like still there.
Oh my goodness. It was epic. I love working with Kelty because, you know, to see what she's accomplished and how I'm moving forward with my career. And we were low on the totem pole on our shows. We were the people, literally, I didn't see my baby the first year because they were like, oh, they would call you the night before and go, you need to be here, you need to be there. And you were in a different city, state. I mean, it's a dream job for a lot of people, but we were those people. And Kelty flew more than me. She was just, I was a little bit above Kelty back then because if it was a crap
They stole
job,
you from Extra so that you had an E. And so you had already, I was like hanging on by my bootstraps. They're like, hey, we're going to fly you to the Bahamas, and then you're going to do you're going to take the all-nighter, and you're going to on a shitty plane, and then you're going to get off, you're going to lug your shit across the beach, you're going to interview some of the Bachelor in Paradise stars, and you're going to lug your shit back and fly back. Like, no sleep, no hotel room, no shower.
And the thing is, it wasn't Tom Cruise or Will Smith. It's the Bachelor in Paradise people.
It's grind yourself to the ground for Bachelor in Paradise.
Right, Jack, reality stars are some of the worst people to ever interview because they want to be big, but they're not. And like some of these, but the superstars, they're so nice, a lot of them. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest difference. So
it's a huge difference. Okay, so the special, I never thought, it really starts out that it's all about your journey with COVID. You were the first person at fucking St. Joe's in Burbank to ever have COVID. The patient number one.
I know.
Yes.
Can you tell us like about your, like, give us a overview? Because
so here it is. I was in New York performing at Gotham the 9th and 10th. I fly back. They shut everything down the 12th. Now, this is when there was no mask. I sold like 2,000 tickets. So I was meeting everyone, talking, hugging people because, COVID wasn't COVID back then. So nobody had masks on. I get on the plane. You had to put on a mask, get on the plane. I flew back here. And then about a week later, I didn't feel good at all. I woke up gasping for air. I go to the hospital, St. Joseph, Burbank. And when I get there, they go, "You're our first COVID patient."
That's so nuts.
The first bad one. They had the people, you kind of do the little things and the test and they leave. But they were all freaking out. And the doctor came in and go, "We don't know what we're doing, so we got to give you everything." And they tried out every drug on me. And it was good and bad. The bad thing was, if you were hurting, because one night I almost died. My temperature went up to 104.8.
Oh, how do you... That didn't give you any kind
of
brain damage?
They gave me they gave me hydroxychloroquine and it had an allergic reaction to it. And my temperature spiked up to 104.8. So I'm hitting the button. When you hit the button, they're supposed to run in. Well, I was the first COVID patient. So it took them 15 minutes to get in because I'm seeing them through the glass, put on the uniform, the hazmat. And I'm like, and they're like, and I'm like, oh my God. So anytime my pain would like shoot through the roof, I hit the button. I would have to know, like, it's going to take them 10 to 15 minutes because they're scared too. And they should be. I was the first one. You didn't know, So man, it was crazy because knowing you could have died alone in there because they weren't even doing the FaceTime things. Like literally when my wife dropped me off, that was the last time I could have seen her and the kids. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Oh but then the special, like, so what's this? I'm telling you all that this special that he has on YouTube is so fucking funny. But what's so funny about it is like how all of a sudden your hospital stay that was so traumatic is like the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Like it wasn't funny at the time, but like now this is hilarious.
No. And that's what, that's what Good Morning America booked me because they were like, you went through a near-death experience.
Yeah.
But then come out the other side with all these jokes about it. And that's what's beautiful about comedy and what we do. And when I say I'm so proud of this special, like to take that being in a hospital almost die and make it funny. And it's not, to me, it's not just fun. It's hilarious. You laugh every 10 to 15 seconds during the story. I take you on a ride. And that's why people are gravitating to the special. And like industry people, they've seen it and they've hit me up and man, it feels so good to finally get it out there.
And didn't you end up like having superhuman antibodies from it or something like that?
Oh my God. My antibodies right now are 2,500. The normal antibodies, my wife just got hers. It's like 300 and that's high, but all you need is 20 or over to have enough antibodies.
And I'm like
2,500. During COVID, I was 2,500. I was touching everything, Jack. I was just grabbing doors. I was giving high fives, hugging people, mouth kissing random strangers. I didn't care.
It's kind of nice. I mean, other than the fact that you like almost died, it's kind of nice that you got it over with in the beginning. And then you're like, now I can do anything I want.
I'm a fucking superhero.
That's right.
You really are.
I'm a superhero. Like literally, I think I had COVID about a month ago, but my body would not test positive. You know what I mean? My body was like, no, talk to the hand because the face don't understand type of thing. It's like, may got it, but you ain't got it. You know what I mean?
This is insane. Okay, so we haven't talked to you on the podcast since America's Got Talent, which was, I have never cried so hard in my life. So Michael went on America's Got Talent, which was, you were awesome. And it couldn't have been more difficult for him because, listen, when you're on the motorcycles and there's like fucking explosions and shit or you're singing whatever, fine. He's going on America's Got Talent as a comedian, but they're shooting America's Got Talent with no audience.
No audience. It was...
You're doing comedy for like a... There's Clara's wife is up in the stands by herself and then like
by herself. By herself. She's just by herself looking around, with my son. That was it. They were just like, okay. And our 2-month-old daughter. And here's what's crazy about it is when I was doing the show, I was past COVID, but I was still like, I suffered from like COVID for like 9 to 10 months. So I was doing the show not knowing what I was doing. Literally, I would
like
forget
the brain
everything.
fog and stuff.
Brain fog. I remember before going on the second round, I called the doctor. The doctor saved my life, and I go, "Hey man, I can't remember nothing." And he goes, "It's so early." He goes, "We're starting to hear that."
Oh my God.
That it's called brain fog.
Oh my God.
He goes, "Yeah, people are forgetting a lot of things." So in the second round, I couldn't remember any of my act because I was still, that was only like a month and a half after I got out of hospital. I was still like all loopy and stuff, but it was such an amazing experience. And what it did was so many people hit me up saying they took COVID more seriously when they saw that episode. And that's what it's about. Every podcast I did early on, because when I first got it and survived, I put out a video, it went viral. Every news outlet hit me up. But I didn't want to exploit it because I feel weird doing that. Yeah. But after about 2-3 months later, I started doing the press to get the word out. I kind of wish I would have done it earlier now because I could have saved somebody's life. You know what I mean? So it's this weird dynamic in survivor's remorse. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, my favorite part of you on America's Got Talent is that America got to see what a pussy you are and how much you cry. Thank God.
Yes, I am.
Because you're like, he's tough and he's like the daddy and he's overcoming. And then like the real Michael Yo, like I swear to God, at his wedding, got married on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
At his wedding, Claire was like, I mean, she's like a former Miss whatever.
Yeah, Wyoming.
Top 10
I mean, like
a
Miss USA.
Beautiful,
you know how I roll, Jack.
Like the most beautiful princess you've ever seen in your life. She starts coming down the aisle, and Michael is ugly crying through the whole fucking ceremony. The whole time, his little face is like just horror movie sad. The whole time, like just he is such. You cry so much.
I cry all the time, especially now I got a daughter. I cry all the time, Kelty Knight. Like I will cry. I cry. This is when I knew I lost it. It was Fast and Furious 8. Jason Statham was trying to save a baby in an airplane. And I knew the baby was going to survive, but I was like, save the baby. Like, I am pathetic now. Like, I am not a man anymore. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine. Like, I'm so sensitive. I don't know what happened to me, but I am that guy. As soon as I saw my wife, you remember she walked down the staircase before I started crying as soon as I saw her legs stick out from the stairs. I was like, ah! And I had the ugliest cry. Ugliest.
You have a very ugly cry. I love you, but your cry is so ugly. And it was like they did the behind the scenes. It was like cinematic history, honestly. Yes. They like did the behind the scenes, and he's like, I gotta find my wife. I gotta find my wife. And they're like following you, and then you like hug, and then you're like,
oh my God.
I love that we're turning the tables on a pathetic story about you, because last time it was all me being a psycho.
This is not pathetic. This isn't pathetic. You should not put a negative connotation on the fact that he is emotional and shows his emotions. More men could learn from you.
Thank you. You know what? That's what I say. More men need to be sensitive, need to be in touch with their feelings, here's what I learned. I learned to make a woman happy. All I got to do is walk. When I see my wife in the morning, what do you need me to do? And that makes her day. Well, I need you to do this, this, and this. Done. She's happy. I knocked some things off her list. And here's the thing. I don't care. Like so many guys, when they first get married, they're like, I'm not going to let my wife tell me what to do. Why? Let her. Because it's so great to come home and not have to think. My wife tells me what to, I come home. What do you need me to do? She is the navigation to my life. She's like, take out the trash. I'm like, okay, I'll take, whatever. All these guys get so ego driven. No, I like predictability. I want to know what's happening when I come home. You know what I mean? I don't want surprises.
Today's episode of LadyGang is brought to you by ZocDoc. Oh my gosh. I cannot talk to you about how much I love ZocDoc. I've been using them for 10 years because I don't understand health insurance and I don't understand how to book a doctor that is under my plan. So I always do it through ZocDoc and I love them. So ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. You can read up on local doctors, get verified patient reviews, and see what other real humans had to say about their visit. So when you walk into that doctor's office, you're set up to see someone in your network who gets you. Go to ZocDoc.com, choose a time slot, and whether you want to see a doctor in person or do a video visit, it's so easy. And find a doctor that is right for you and book an appointment that works for your schedule. Every month, millions of people use ZocDoc, and I'm one of them, and I have been for so long. It's my go-to whenever I need to find and book a doctor. I've actually booked 3 this week. So go to ZocDoc.com/lady and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/lady, ZocDoc.com/lady.
This episode of Lady Gang is brought to you by BetterHelp. And I just want to tell you, I have to say I've been going through some stuff with my family. One of the things that some doctors have told me is the importance of when you have a sickness or something is going on in your life about community and talking. It is such a relief when something's going on in your life to be able to get it out of your system and out of your brain and just have someone listen. I recently had my brother sign up for BetterHelp and he's been seeing someone every Monday. And I can't even tell you the changes this has made in his relationship with me and his calmness. I'm so happy. You know, it seems like an extra, but it's really not. It's really important to invest in yourself and maybe someone else you know needs it all. So this month, BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you that you matter just as much as everyone else. Therapy is a great way to make sure you show up for yourself. BetterHelp is an online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. So you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. I think it's really important to mention this is that in our busy lives, and especially when you're hurting, you don't always want to get up and get out of bed and get to the car and drive and sit in an office. And that is just so awkward, or even be in the room with someone. Like I do all my therapy on video. I think it's really important. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. You can be matched with a therapist in just 48 hours. Give it a try and see why 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. The podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Lady Gang listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/LadyGang. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/LadyGang.
Today's episode is brought to you by Stamps.com. I love when we have sponsors that we have been using for years and years and years, and Stamps.com is one of those today. So over 20 years, Stamps.com has helped over 1 million businesses save time and money on shipping. Stamps.com gets you incredible discounts on shipping, like up to 40% off USPS rates and up to 76% off UPS. And it automatically connects to your stores, bringing together all of your shipping info from Amazon, Etsy, Shopify, eBay, and so many more. So simply print your shipping label from any standard printer, stick it in your package, and then schedule a pickup or drop them off. No traffic, no lines, no trips to the post office. With Stamps.com's tracking tools and automated delivery notification system, you can avoid those dreaded "where's my package" and "where's my return" messages. Stop worrying about shipping and start saving time and money today with Stamps.com. There's no risk, and with our promo code LadyGang, you can get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and digital shipping skill. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click at the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in code LadyGang. That's Stamps.com, promo code LadyGang. Stamps.com, easy e-commerce shipping for less.
The Lady Gang.
You're obviously like your love language is acts of service, it seems like, because you're like, how can I service you? How can I make your life easier? What love language do you have? Do you like receiving from her?
She leaves me little notes everywhere.
Oh, that's
like
cute.
I'll fly because I travel a lot, so I'll land in a city, open my suitcase, and there'll be a note there. You know, like thinking of you. Show like on GMA, I even posted it. She had a note in there that says, "Finally, the world gets to see you shine. You know, love you so much from the." And it was like, oh man. And guess what? I started crying. I was like, I tell you, but man, I feel good crying. You know, I cry, and I cry on airplanes. What was I watching?
Oh God,
I watched 2 movies on an airplane. The Will Smith movie, where he was cried during that.
Serena and Venus one, Mr.
Yes.
King Richard.
Yes, cried during that, and then I cried on another movie. So I'm just in the airplane crying. I cry all the time. I'm fine with it now. I'm fine with it.
I know, but like men, everybody should cry. It's a release. If you don't allow yourself to ever cry, then you're going to have all of this pent up aggression and emotions, and that's probably why men have a bit of an anger problem as a gender, you know,
Well, Well, men don't know how to express themselves besides like broing it up.
Yeah.
You know, like I was never a bro though. You know what I mean? I mean, I look like a bro. What's great is I'm a great chameleon. Like when I'm around a bunch of bros, I could be like, yeah. But then I could sit at a table full of women and be like, yo, so Britney Spears is in this city right now showing her, but you know, I can go, I can
Both
talk
ways.
to anybody. Like I
That's
don't,
like how my fiance is too. It's like,
Yeah?
he's like, I can be a bro, but like I can also be a gal.
I also
Yes,
think that
yeah.
this is what makes your comedy so special and so different is your sensitivities. Because a lot of your comedy in your old special and in this one is about your family and being a dad and like you're emotional, you know, and it's not just hard jokes about like things that are happening out in the world. It's really like, you know how John Mayer is calling his tour like sob rock?
yeah.
Like you kind of are like sensitive comedy. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, you make me think, you make me feel like it's like comedy, but like it's also like a warm little sweater about life. Like
It
I
is.
think that what makes your comedy really special and different than a lot of men.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because it's not
You're not like complaining about your wife. You're like, I love my wife so much.
no, yes. And that's what when I got into comedy, I also wanted to be different. I didn't want to, because I didn't want to go into a comedy club and perform. And this people have heard the same thing I'm about to say from the last 2 comedians or 3 comedians on the show.
Right.
Like I can't tell you how many comedy clubs I walk into, and I'll hear out of 6 comics, I'll hear 4 of them talk about Tinder or dating app. Like I don't talk about that. Or I hate my wife or this. I try to find things that I love and make funny. You know, and I try to do it. I try to turn everything on its head, and that's worked for me. You know, like this new bit I'm working on for the next special is in Kelty's scene. In this last special, I go, "Good women in a man's life makes a man better," and the audience claps. And then after I shot the special, I go, "But you know what? You never hear a good man in a woman's life makes her better." And I go, "What?" And in my mind, I'm going, "You know why you never hear that? Because the shit ain't true." You know, so. It starts.
I know. I was like, where are you going with this?
So then in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, that's a huge concept.
Yeah.
And then you talk about, to me, I'm going to talk about how men actually make women worse instead of better. Like behind every man, there's a great woman there, like Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott King, Obama, you got Michelle, Rosa Parks. Who was the guy? Where was the guy? Where nobody knows. You know where he was? He was in the back of the bus. You know what I mean? And then you got Oprah. I mean, Gayle King. You know, so women make women better.
Gal.
And then from that, I'm gonna go into this. Men think they give women emotional support. No, it's the group chat. It's a woman's group chat that gives them emotional support. And then you have the alpha, you have the sensitive one. So I'm gonna break all this down, and
I love
this
this.
bit is gonna be like 10 minutes. So that's how my brain works.
Oh my God. I
love
love
this.
it. That is all so fucking true.
Yeah.
It's so true. And you are also acting now.
Oh my God.
This came out of nowhere. I'm following Michael Yo on Instagram, and he's all of a sudden, he's like, by the way, I'm in a new Apple Plus series. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. It's
Doing that
COVID's
now.
been good for you. The audition's been sliding in.
Well,
I don't even feel like you were fucking trying, and you landed some acting role in an Apple Plus series. Michael Yo, ladies and gentlemen.
With Bonnie Hunt, legendary Bonnie Hunt. So so when the pandemic happened, I couldn't do comedy. So I go, I'm gonna try acting. So I got an acting coach. And then I started doing auditions. And then for some reason, this one audition, whatever you do, sometimes it just clicks.
Yeah.
And it clicked. And then they got one for Bonnie Hunt, this Apple show, and I auditioned for it. And then I got a call back like a month later and going, hey, they want you to audition through Zoom. So I'm thinking I'm just with the casting director.
Right.
Zoom pops up, it's Bonnie Hunt, 10 executives from Apple. Bonnie's talking to me, and I'm just like, da, da, da. And then I do the audition, and the last thing Bonnie said, she goes, really great. She keeps going on and on about how great the audition. But then the last thing she says is, hey, if you don't get this, we'll work together on something else. And I was just destroyed because I was like, oh my God,
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it. And then literally 2 months later, Bonnie calls me and says, hey, can you come to Utah? Because we're shooting this Apple Plus show, and you're not going to play the character you auditioned for. Well, you're playing a different character, and here's the script. I was like, oh my God, I'm an actor.
Oh my God. I'm an actor now.
So I go up there, right? I don't know.
hate you.
I mean, this is you've never like acted in like a play or anything when you're
when he's on the Insider at CBS, they let you go on Young and the Restless.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he did some of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's
no.
not real. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So what was interesting is I didn't know how to act when I got there because all the actors like, oh, what have you been in? What have you been in? I go, oh, you know, stand-up comedy, you know. Like,
Courtney and Chloe Take Miami. Big hit.
Right. And so
myself?
the first person, and so it's all about the crew. It's all about and they were so nice. And of course they all looked me up and they knew I didn't act. And they were all Sarah Drew that played April Kempner in Grey's Anatomy plays my wife.
She's been on the podcast before.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Love her. Darren Brooks, he's in General Hospital. And then Ashley Williams is phenomenal actress. So they made me feel at home. And let me tell you, this girl named Carson Rose is going to win an Oscar one day.
Oh.
Like this girl, you know how you just see people in the industry and you go, they got it. She got all of it. And she's only 10. I remember I messed up a line. She told me my line in the rest of the script. The girl got it going on. Love her. She was like, oh no, the line is this. I was like, what? Okay.
Like,
okay.
Can you give me some acting classes,
Michael, I'm
girl?
so freaking proud of you.
Oh,
I really am. I'm so proud of you.
Killing it.
I mean, Kelty, you just got a CBS show. Stop it. And Jack, you're always killing it. So I don't want to even but you just feel that it's happening.
Yeah.
You know, it's just momentum.
Yeah.
And when the special drops, my agents already call me and say, yo, the industry is loving this. So I'm happy to see what's coming next because.
So your agent calls you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like calls you on the phone to like check in and stuff?
Yeah, they do. And then, they call me like 2-3 times a week, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. Different ones, Kelty. You know, I have
like your whole, like all your people?
The team.
Like
the
whole
team. You know, I got stand-up one, acting one.
Okay.
Yeah. But you
what
sold the show. I'm sure they called you to tell you got a show, right?
They called her to tell her that she didn't get a show a few times.
But Jack Vanek, her comedy special.
Now, Jack, are you in
Kelty.
Kelty's show at all in any capacity?
Are we what?
No.
Are you in? No?
I mean, in her show, no. I'll sit in the audience maybe for an episode. I hate TV. Doing
Do
a
you
TV
really?
show.
No, you have to
Lady
cover
Gang-
your nipples. You have to wear a bra.
No, it just like sucked my soul out of me. Like I'm not made for it. It's not I don't really like attention. I don't like the pressure. I'm not a comedian, but somehow we were on a show that we were expected to be comedians. So
With no one writing a joke for us. We
with
had to
nobody
come up
writing
with
a
them
joke for
ourselves.
us. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
what show was that?
For the
Did I miss-
Lady Gang E show.
Oh.
They're like, you
they
guys
want-
need to be funnier. We're like, but wait, we're not that funny.
We're like, we never said we were funny. Like, I've never been in the entertainment at all until this moment. So the pressure from 40
Like, can I
execs.
talk about my period? Because that's what I'm good at.
But how did that affect y'all that it didn't move forward? Were y'all hurt by that? Or were you like, whatever?
Could
Sweet
not
relief.
have been more thrilled.
Oh, good.
There was a point where we were told that maybe we're going to get like we'd do a daily show, and I cried the entire day.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, I can't
We
do it.
can't do it. We
But
cannot.
what's interesting is like that's what works on a podcast though. Your podcast
Yeah.
is so that's what people and here's the thing that I find funny is the industry, because it doesn't make them laugh, they don't think it's funny, but normal people think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And that's the disconnect. That is the disconnect. Because here's what's interesting to me. An industry that gets 99% of the shows get canceled. Like, just think if you're relying on people that lose 99% of the time.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? They get 1% right, but they lose 99% of the time. But they're the experts. I
Right.
probably will never get a TV show after saying this on your, but that's what I'm saying.
No, but
You know,
it's
that's
true.
like having a quarterback that misses 99 passes out of 100. He gets one, and you're like, man, this guy knows what he's doing. He's a
Right.
great quarterback. You know?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, don't worry about it. You guys,
No, and
you guys are
I
doing
think
your
what's
thing.
really good, and you probably see it when you travel around the country for comedy, and we definitely see it from like our Facebook group and even doing live shows and stuff, is like it reminds you about regular life. You know what I mean? Like you get so swept up in like, what's the hot thing in Hollywood? And that's like, even for my CBS show, I'm like, I need the person that streams the most music. And I'm like, you know what I really need is I need fucking Gloria Estefan, because everyone knows the fucking conga song.
Yeah.
And like, that is what's going to make the viewers at CBS get up and on their feet, literally.
I mean, if they can get up, because they're pretty old.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Those
saying. They
super
don't
fans.
even know who Yo Gotti is. You know what I mean? Like,
No,
that's
sure.
it.
You absolutely, I mean, you're
Don't
right
forget
on
who
point.
your peeps are. Anyway, Michael Yo. Today is March 17th. It is officially Michael Yo Day. If you're listening to this podcast when it first came out, which you should have been, it's Michael Yo Day, March 17th. He's got a brand new special. I never thought. It's on his YouTube page. You can follow him on Instagram at Michael Yo. Go find the special. It's fucking hilarious. It's free.
It's free.
Hell
You have to pay. You don't have to stream it. You can like literally put it on. I put it on my phone, and then I worked. Like while I was working, I was listening to it.
I love it because you actually hit me up too. Kelty was watching it and hitting me with notes. Like, oh my God, that was funny. That was funny. and that meant so much, Kelty. I just wanted to let that, because I was like, you're actually watching it, and that meant a lot.
No, it's so fucking good, you guys. Seriously. So go watch it right now. I never thought, Michael Yo, we love you. Come back again and again. Come back.
I love you guys. Bye, Jack. Bye, Kelty.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. The Lady Gang is produced by Alex Ingber, Steve Delameter, and Jared Monaco. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review our podcast. And if you love it, share it with your friends on social media. Like, oh my God, I just listened to Lady Gang. This episode's so great. Swipe up to listen. And if you really want to, which we know you do, please follow us on social. At Kelty, at Becca, at Jack Vanek, and at The Lady Gang. Sign up for our newsletter at theladygang.com and join our secret Facebook group. It's super fun. See you next Tuesday.